now the bikes coming out of the pits are my personal favourite, the Metrokit GP50 and IMR Racing Brigade. And it's Rossi Banham who's going to put himself into position for this one. So Rossi Banham, the 13 from Jack Kirsch, Thomas Gomez and Rossi Brown, Ash Barnes and Zach Shelton, who we saw racing in the earlier class, of course. Then Jack Worth and Lucas Brown. Harrison Crosby on the 69 bike will share the 5th row of the grid with Stephen Brooks. And then just outside that top 10, we have Dan Wood, Charlotte Marcuso, and Ossian Thomas. And that's going to be a really interesting battle as the 13 riders in this particular class get themselves ready for some more stirring action.
Again, back to our younger riders for this one. We'll repeat. A very talented but young bunch.
Yes, indeed. The leading MGP 140 rider is going to be Rossi Brown from 4th on the grid. The Metro 50s in 1st, 2nd and 3rd of the start of this one.
Be careful with this one, Jake. I know it's your first time. Rossi Brown and Zach Shelton look almost identical from a distance.
Yeah, they do.
The lime green and blue livery.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be confusing. But I'll do my best. Apologies in advance if I get this slightly confused. But there is the 13. Rossi Banham getting himself into position. Revving up in good position. The 98 in there of Thomas Gomez. He should have a really good run here alongside Rossi Brown, the 8. And then, of course, 5th position on the starting grid there, Ash Barnes. So let's see how this one works out. Zach Shelton is there on the 4. Green flag is up. Wait for it. Let's race again here at Whilton. What a start from Gomez! Gomez has absolutely blasted through from the 2nd row of the grid. That was an absolute stellar start.
Yes, Brown and Shelton 3rd and 4th as well, although coming up into Christmas down the inside, no, not quite.
So Gomez has absolutely launched it as they go through the first lap, and the 98 is out in front. Gomez always threatening. Jack Kirsch doing a grand job there already in the early stages in 2nd place. What has happened to Rossi Banham? He slipped to 5th position off the start, so Banham struggling a little bit in the early stages, but still very much in contention. Then we've got these two. Shelton, I think that is, in front of Rossi Brown for the moment.
Yes, I believe Shelton's the one with a bit more black, and Rossi Brown's slightly lighter.
Well, Rossi Banham is going for Rossi Brown in the toe of the boot, but out in front, Thomas Gomez keeping very smooth at the moment as he comes over the line. Thomas Gomez having a great one. Kirsch in 2nd, then it's Shelton, Brown, Banham, and in 6th place that is Ash Barnes. Then it is Worth, Brooks, Lucas Brown, Harrison Crosby, Dan Wood and Charlotte Marcuso.
Yep. So Shelton, for some reason, not showing up on our timing screens, but up the inside
that's
goes
Banham.
Ross Banham.
Yeah, Rossi Banham into 4th position there. Really good work. Gomez still your leader. Jack Kirsch in 2nd position. Then it is Shelton in front of Rossi Banham. And through to 5th place now has come Ash Barnes in front of... that is Jack Worth, isn't it, in front of Ash Barnes?
Shelton, I think, ran wide there. And
that's Rossi Banham through.
Yeah.
Rossi Banham in the 3rd. Cracking move. So Rossi Banham is through, no problem, as Ash Barnes has got past Jack Worth. And now is... pushing his way further forward.
See if Zach Shelton will come up on time screens. He's under a bit of pressure from Ash Barnes, I believe.
Gomez, Kirsch, Banham, Shelton, and then the 8 of Barnes in front of Rossi Brown. That's the 08 in front of the 8, just to confuse you.
Yes.
But Gomez leads the way from Jack Kirsch. Here comes the move up the inside. That is Brown back into position. Or is that the 08 actually? No, that is the 08 of Ash Barnes. He's gone through. So Shelton is displaced. And Rossi Brown is still in there in contention in 6th position. But it's Rossi Banham trying to get after the 2 leaders, Thomas Gomez and Jack Kirsch.
Yes, excellent start from Gomez and Kirsch. They are way out in front of this. 2nd half gap already. Support coming in on Facebook from Neil Banham, presumably related to Rossi.
I would have thought so.
I'm going to hazard a bet that they are related.
5 to go. Gomez, Kirsch, Rossi Banham, Shelton. Oh no, sorry, that's the 8 of... that's Rossi Brown who's come through. Then it is Shelton and Barnes. 7th place, by the way, is now Jack Worth in front of the 40 of Stephen Brooks, battling away with Lucas Brown. And rounding out the top 10 at the moment, it is Harrison Crosby in front of Dan Wood and Charlotte Marcuso. So we're missing one of the riders. I think it is Harrison Crosby, the 69, Oh no, sorry, Crosby did come through,
He
didn't
did.
he? So he is in the mix. So it's Ocean Thomas
Yes,
who
we've
didn't
not got
set
Ocean Thomas.
we didn't see him out in qualifying. Rossi Banham all over the back of Jack Kirsch now. Banham is really going for it on the 13 as he comes into the boot up the inside. Beautiful from Banham, he's through.
And we're following Rossi Brown, who's just taken Zach Shelton. Shelton looks into the boot.
Oh,
Very
lovely.
close together there. Rossi holds the position.
Rossi Brown in front of Zach Shelton having a good little tussle, but in front of them, Rossi Banham has got his way into second place, and now he's setting off after Thomas Gomez with 4 laps to go. Can he get the gap down to Thomas Gomez? That is Shelton still getting on terms with Rossi Brown. We've got Stephen Brooks and Lucas Brown having a good battle there for position, and then we've got Harrison Crosby on the 69. Where is your leader? Thomas Gomez is in the midsection now, heading into Chapman and getting onto the back straight. So Gomez is your leader. Here he comes down the back straight.
Rossi Banham.
Yeah, Rossi Banham trying to shake off Jack Kirsch, but it's not really working out. They've just gone through your picture up to the boot, and there is your race leader in the boot. Well, we're watching the 5th and 6th place riders. So where is Gomez? Through the last turn and on the main straight. That's where he is at the moment. This is a really exciting battle for Gomez, trying to get away from Banham, but Banham is absolutely eating into the gap at the moment. He's just done a 52.67. Absolutely amazing lap there, and now Gomez is under serious threat as they come up through Inkermans and into the hairpin. They will go. Gomez on a 53.39 compared to Rossi Banham and a 52.6. I think Banham's going to catch him. Whether he'll get through or not, that is a completely different matter. But Rossi Banham is absolutely charging after Thomas Gomez. Now they're going to come up to Charlotte Macuso and lap her on the back straight. No problem for Gomez. Rossi Banham's going to catch her in the boot. Will there be enough space to get through in the apex? Oh, he's had to back off the throttle, but he gets through no problem. That's good work from Charlotte Macuso. So Gomez has 2 to go. What is the gap? 53.37 compared to a 53.28. Banham's still catching, but that's a 1.74 second gap. Can Rossi Banham find that much in the last 2 laps? He's absolutely determined to close in on Thomas Gomez. Into Christmas, there is the 13 of Rossi Banham, pushing very hard as he comes off the turn into the right-hander at Inkermans, up to Ashby, and he is absolutely charging after Gomez. He is getting that gap, but will he catch him in time?
There's no greater motivation than seeing the back wheels or wheel of the guy in front of you just as the laps begin to tick down. Last lap board is being prepared. Not got long left in this one.
Down the back straight, into the heel once again. Up to the toe. Double apex, dropping down the run into the final turn through that sweeping right-hander. Gomez looking good. Rossi Banham looking eager as they go into the final lap. The gap is definitely smaller. He's taken 4/10 out, but that's not enough. He needs to find even more. He needs to find 1.3 seconds in this final lap. Jack Kirsch hanging on in 3rd place in front of Ash Barnes. Rossi Brown still going well there in front of Zach Shelton, who is in 6th position in front of Jack Worth on the 5. Rossi Banham still pushing hard. In front of them is Thomas Gomez, but I think Gomez is going to have enough time. If there were a couple more laps, then I think this race definitely would have swung closer towards Rossi Banham, but obviously with the time reduction from the earlier red flag, that is going to be his undoing. But Rossi Banham is going to close up here on Thomas Gomez, do the best he can, into the boot. He's going to try. He's not going to give up. What if Gomez is tentative? Rossi Banham's going to have one final chance out of the final turn, but Gomez has done enough. One more lap and that could have been so different. Rossi Banham in 2nd place. Jack Kirsch is going to beat Barnes over the line, so Ash Barnes comes home in 4th position. 5th place is going to go the way of Rossi Brown ahead of Zach Shelton. Rossi Banham gave it everything, but Thomas Gomez picks up a very handy victory in Metrokit GB50 and IMR Racing UK. Really good battle there and a very good victory from Thomas Gomez, who was out of the starting blocks like a jackrabbit.
Yes, I think that starts what set him up for the race win there. Excellent work. Rossi Banham, unlucky not to catch him at the end. Like, as you said, the red flag earlier was his undoing. Stellar final lap. Fastest lap of the race on that last lap to cut that lead in half. Still 0.7 of a second behind the race.
Some good highlights from that race. Let's have a look back at some of the best bits. Rossi Banham on the charge. Up the inside of Barnes, up the inside of Shelton. Had to deal with Barnes first, then got his moment. Good passing from Barnes, though, to deal with Rossi Brown. And here comes the move from Banham. Watch this. He just nails it. That was a mistake, actually, from... that's going to be Rossi Brown. Oh, sorry, Shelton, my apologies. Then Shelton got caught by Barnes. Rossi Brown made the move as well. Some great racing. This is Brown's move around the outside of Shelton. Really nicely done. Tucked across. Shelton decided he wanted to have another go back. Wasn't quite able to make it stick. And that's how close Rossi Banham eventually ended up getting to Thomas Gomez. Nice high five as he went by. One more lap, and that could have been a very different result. And so now we move on to the Metrokit GP50 and IMR Racing UK Mini. This is one of the most exciting battles we've had all weekend. And of course, we had that epic race with Thomas Gomez getting that magnificent launch in race 1, and Rossi Banham desperately trying to catch him. Well, he's got a chance to rejuvenate himself from pole position.
I believe you said at the end of the race, Jake, another lap and he might have him.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he would have done. He was definitely gaining at the rate of about 0.6 of a second per lap, so I was only about 0.7 of a second in it. That's the medical car, just making sure that the track is safe. Obviously, they have to do these routine checks. So that was just to drive around to make sure everybody was all right. And they are, so all fine and dandy. So no problem at all there. And that's going to get us ready for the Metrokit GP50 IMR Racing UK Mini GP race. The second of the weekend and the second and final race for these guys. It's Metrokit 50s in the top 3. MGP 140s, the next 4 bikes along. Here they come out of the pits. They go on their exploratory lap. And here's the starting grid for what promises to be as exciting a race as the previous encounter. Rossi Banham and Jack Kirsch on the front row of the starting grid from the lightning rod that is Thomas Gomez here this weekend. Alongside him, Rossi Brown on the second row of the grid with him. Ash Barnes and Zach Shelton will surely renew their epic battle from the first race. Then that fourth row of the grid sees Jack Worth on the 5 and Lucas Brown on the 29. They will renew their battle. And then rounding out the top 10, hopefully the 69 Harrison Crosby will be there again. And Stephen Brooks will be in there in the mix again. The last 2 in, we believe, are Dan Wood and Charlotte Macuso, because we didn't see Ozian Thomas in the first race, and there's a good chance we may not see him in the second.
You can tell which one of this is Welsh, Jake. Oshan.
Oshan.
Is what you're looking for.
Oshan. I do apologise, Jacob.
I mean, he might not be here.
No, fair enough.
So it might not be too much of an issue.
Oshan. I will make sure. I always used to get, there's a kart racer called Dragon Pinson, and I always used to get that name wrong as well. So I always thought Dragon, surely that's not a first name, but no, it is. It is. So yes, Oshan Thomas, unfortunately not here. If he, well, we think he's not here. We certainly didn't see him out in the first race. Hopefully they've got the bike ready for race 2. Rossi Banham's opportunity to bounce back from the front of the grid this time. Jack Kirsch needs a good start to get himself back into position, but Thomas Gomez is having a great weekend. The whirlwind from the second row of the starting grid. Well, want another start like that one, but watch out for Rossi Brown from that second row of the grid. He should be a good one. Ash Barnes and Zach Shelton, Worth, Brown, Crosby, Brooks, Wood and Marcuso. And there is no Oshan Thomas. So here we go. I don't think there's any Ash Barnes either. Here we go! Racing, and we're up and away. And Thomas Gomez again gets an amazing launch. Beats Rossi Banham to the corner. A good start too by the 8 of Rossi Brown. He charges forward up into 3rd place. No start, unfortunately, for Ash Barnes by the look of it. But what a getaway for Thomas Gomez. Yet again, Rossi Banham in a second. And that is Rossi Brown into 3rd in front of Jack Kirsch. And the other 8 in there is Ash Barnes.
Yeah, another great start from Tom Gomez. Flying off the line. Great acceleration from that bike. It's obviously set up perfectly for that sort of thing. Rossi Banham, however, in contention for this one, and we'll be renewing exactly the battle we had earlier.
Gomez, Banham, Brown, Kirsch, Barnes and Jack Worth is the top 6 at the moment, being chased down by, I think that is Stephen Brooks, who is closing down wherever there's an opportunity on the 40. Yes, then it is the Lucas Brown, the 29, the 146 of Dan Wood, and then Charlotte Macuso is battling away with the rejuvenant Zach Shelton. But look, Rossi Banham's going for it. Oh, Zach!
That's Kirsch.
That's Kirsch.
Kirsch
What
at the inside
move.
of Rossi Brown up into Christmas corner, and he's under pressure now from the 8 bike, who goes up the inside.
That's Barnes up the inside of Rossi Brown. Nicely done there from Ash Barnes. So that's nicely done and into position, so he'll be very happy about that one. But Thomas Gomez versus Rossi Banham, we are basically picking up where we left off at the end of the last race. And Rossi Banham is already right underneath Thomas Gomez. Here they come, down the hill, into the heat of the boot. Back on the power, Rossi Banham looking a little bit more balanced than Thomas Gomez, but Gomez still ridiculously fast. Kirsch, then it is Barnes and Brown. Chackworth in 6th, then it is Brooks, Lucas Brown, Dan Wood and Charlotte Marcuso. Dan Wood and now Zach Shelton going around the outside trying to dive into the first corner. He's done that. So Shelton up to 9th. Then it is Wood and Charlotte Marcuso. But this is close between Thomas Gomez and Rossi Banham. They're going to have a terrific little tussle in the Metrokit 50s. Out of Ashby, down the hill towards Chapman. Back straight up to the boot once again. Rossi Banham just taking his time about this. There is no rush. He doesn't need to work too hard here. He can let Thomas Gomez do all the hard work. They come out of the final turn, and Rossi Banham looking particularly threatening. A quick look over the shoulder from Thomas Gomez. You know what's got to be done. You know how close Rossi Banham is. It's time to defend.
Something we've seen a lot this season in mini bikes, I want to say even particularly amongst the younger riders, is biding your time until later in the race. If Banham goes past him now, he knows that Gomez is going to have a chance to retake that lead. But by waiting till the last couple of laps, gives him less opportunity. Interesting to see if that's what he's doing. Support coming in for him regardless.
It's demoralising when you lose that position at a certain point, so you've got to go for it. Rossi Banham's now all over the back of Thomas Gomez. He's got the throttle nicely nailed out of Chapman. Into the boot. He's going to try and get the undercut on Thomas Gomez. He's got absolute pure rhythm at the moment. Into the final hairpin. Back on the power. Thomas Gomez knows that Rossi Banham is right there. Further back, we got Jack Kirsch and Ash Barnes. Absolutely glued to each other as well for third. What a battle this is turning into between Thomas Gomez and Rossi Banham. Rossi Banham has a look. Thomas Gomez cuts across him before they even get to the braking zone. Thomas Gomez racing beautifully, but he's shorter through that part of the line. And Rossi Banham may get an opportunity. Yellow flags wave because we've had an off down at Chapman's. And I'm afraid to say that looks to me to be Harrison Crosby, I think the 69. No, my apologies. That is someone else who's gone. That's Lucas Brown. The 29 is gone. My apologies. 29, not 69. Rossi Banham all over the back of Thomas Gomez again. Here we go. Down to the final turn. Rossi Banham's got a good exit off the turn. He's got plenty of time. Don't rush it. 3 laps to go. Rossi Banham is going much faster just by holding the racing line. Thomas Gomez is on the defensive line. He's going to cut across. Rossi Banham again making Thomas Gomez sweat. He goes the long way round. Gomez protects the inside line. Back out on the power. Through the right kink at Inkermans up to Ashby. A longer line and a longer route through for Rossi Banham, but that gives him all the cards. He's got the aces up his sleeve as they go into Parker. Down the drop. Up towards Chapman's once again. Rossi Banham absolutely all over the back of Thomas Gomez. It's getting mighty close. Gomez is going to lose an opportunity here to defend. And now they've got Charlotte Mancuso in front of them. They're going to need to deal with her pretty sharpish. They should do on the main straight without losing any time. Oh, that's really close. Gomez and Banham go together. But that was so close. Really tight there. They just about get away with that one. Back on the power. Up the hill towards Christmas Corner. Is this going to be the moment this time for Rossi Banham again? He just gives Thomas Gomez the sense that he's there. He's not going to go for the move yet. A lap and a half to go. Is this going to be the moment? Rossi Banham, a very good run off the turn. He's going to come the long way deep into Ashby. Back on the power again towards Parker. I can sense that Rossi Banham getting very hungry here behind Thomas Gomez. They come back into position once again, diving deep for the hairpin. Here we go. Rossi Banham's got a good run. Thomas Gomez is going to want to hold the line. Rossi Banham's going to back off again. Tighten up the line and get a good exit. Can he get through into the final lap? No, he's not close enough. But Rossi Banham is setting on Thomas Gomez. Here we go, last lap. This is going to be a brilliant showdown to end the day for them.
It's going right down to the wire. I can't wait to see how this one pans out.
Banham's not quite got the momentum off of Crook and Oblivion that he would have liked, so he's got to wait for another opportunity. He's going to go deep into the corner, trying to get the switch back. They've got a slower bike in front of them. That is the 146 of Dan Wood. Rossi Banham's going to try again. Good defensive line from Gomez. This is going to come right down to the wire. Into the left at Parker. Wood is in the way. Go to the left, guys. Nicely done. Banham is close. Rossi Banham's going to try and get the throttle. It's now or never, Rossi. You got to go for it. Into the left. That's not going to happen. Thomas Gomez is tippy-toeing. He's all over the place on the lock stops. Banham is on the inside. Rossi Banham's done it in the penultimate corner. Rossi Banham's going to get there. Oh, it's so close. Rossi Banham by .02. What a finish. Rossi Banham's done it. Well, it says on the timing screen that Gomez has done it. I could have sworn that Banham came across the line first. That's going to need a photo finish, I think. I could have sworn Banham did it. I thought Banham did it, but Gomez was going very quickly up the straight again. That's going to need a photo.
Did he win?
That's going to need a photo. And I'm being shown a photo. It is Rossi Banham I'm being shown a photo by the photographer who was there on the finish line.
Yeah.
It's Rossi Banham. So the timing screen has obviously been letting us down all day. But I think we're going to need to await official confirmation, but I think that was Rossi Banham.
Yeah, we might have to watch the stream back. In fact, we'll happily get it on the replays at the end. But yeah, we have seen photographic evidence.
Good battle with Jack Kirsch there and Ash Barnes. They were having a terrific little scrap there with Rossi Brown. This is that battle all the way through. Rossi Banham just bleeding him in. Come on, reeling him in, giving him the opportunity, letting him know he's there, trying to sniff out a maneuver. He was waiting for a mistake from Thomas Gomez, but it never came. That was what was so convincing about Thomas Gomez. He just never cracked under the pressure. It needed a bold move. This was it. Rossi Banham tried to go for the move.
Yeah,
out of the final turn, that's Mancuso. They managed to get round Mancuso. Let's have a look at it. We've got the next race coming up, but I still want to see this move. Look, Banham just goes, thank you very much, boom, up the inside. That'll do. Gomez can do nothing about it except hang on in there, but he got a great final turn, and Rossi Banham knows he's won it.
Yeah.
And look, there we go.